Except, cross positions, Gladiator, these are the tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, but up this 2 o'clock position, in blue is Flash. Drinking his motor oil as per usual. Just keeps it right in his mouth there. Why bother drinking? Who needs to hydrate? In fact, he just spits it out as the camera pans away. That's what happens when they pan to the next person. Flash just spits it out like a rock star. I went to see The Prodigy in 2006, and that's what Keith Flint did. Just drank water and spit it on the crowd, and at the time I was like, man, this is so cool. A few days later, I was like, man, that was kind of gross thinking back, but anyway. Bogus is down at the 8 o'clock position in Teal. We got cross positions. Cross position TVT, always fun. Could be in for a longer game, too. And these are the Group A tiebreakers. Got Group A, Group B, and Group C. I'm going to cast what I can tonight, and then do the remainder of them tomorrow, which will probably work out. Of course, tiebreakers have the potential to go forever, which is, God, just an awful, awful system. Why they would set it up to last forever, with the potential to last forever, I have no idea. Especially with the rigid TV schedules and whatnot, stepping on other shows, you'd think it's just a bad idea all around. And the closest they've gotten to forever were the Korean Air Group D tiebreakers, or Group C? God, I can't remember now. I think it was Group D, but anyway. Yeah, it was Effort, Shine, and Go-Go. And they went for hours. It was like 7 hours of tiebreakers with just them. So obviously I didn't cast all those games. I put them all into one video, one 5-minute video, by the way, which I think is one of my better ones I have on my channel. But I don't think that'll be necessary today. With the amount of uploads I saw on the esports TV, I don't think that will be necessary. But anyway, Flash is expanding now right after throwing down his barracks. No Marines yet, but he's going to start pumping them soon, I think. And this is probably pretty scary for Flash and Flash's fans, because Flash went 1-2 in Group A, which is kind of unheard of. Flash hasn't lost like that in a while, but I'm pretty sure he's been caught in an OSL tiebreaker before. I'm almost positive he has, but I don't think it was any time recently, any of the recent seasons. But still, pretty crazy. He lost to Bogus. Bogus took a very convincing win against Flash, and he had a close game versus Action, and those are his 2 opponents today in this tiebreaker. So yeah, if I were a Flash fan, which I guess I am, I'm kind of a Flash fan, I'd be kind of quaking in my boots now, because the Terminator getting close to being knocked out. Only one person is going to make it out of this 3-person tiebreaker, because Jangbi has already moved out for the first spot in this group. And this one will decide the second. But okay, let's get to the game a little bit before I explain the rules, I guess. Vulture getting ready to sneak out. Flash is getting in with the scout, trying to scout everything with that SUV inside that main. I see the second base coming up now, just now for Bogus. I think it's going to be a bit behind Flash's second base. Flash expanded immediately. That guy looks kind of spazzing out there in the crowd. A little bit too much caffeine, I think. Alright, Flash holding with the bunker, and that's going to be very important once a bunch of Vultures come in, because Bogus could easily go for Speedy Vulture run-by, which would be a nightmare scenario for Flash. He wouldn't have anything to fight it back. There's Bogus testing the waters, seeing if there is a bunker. He notices the bunker, so he's going to back off for now. I don't see one single vulture sneaking by a bunker like that. But a grouping of vultures, sure, that could happen, especially speedy vultures. Okay, kind of caught up on the game. Both guys going Expo, and I think they're both going to try to take one half of the map. TVT usually ends up in a longer game, especially cross positions, so this is probably going to be a longer one unless we can see an epic micro engagement where one player just micros their heart out and takes the engagement. Which Bogus had excellent micro in the last TVT these two played, by the way. Very impressive game. That was one of his more impressive ones as of late. But okay, let me tell you a bit about the tiebreakers themselves. The goal of these tiebreakers are to win 2 in a row in a grouping of 3. So that's a little bit complicated because even if you win the end of one round and the beginning of the next, that's 2 in a row, it still wouldn't mean that you move out into the round of 8. A little bit complicated, but if these guys all win 1 in this group, but neither wins 2, we're going to move on to another round of 3 games. And someone's got to win 2 in a row to move out. But okay, let's see, the Vulture's about to meet each other in the middle of the map. Flash is coming down. I think he just got speed. I'm trying to get out of there, being kind of surrounded by the vultures that Bogus has in. I think Bogus had more vultures because he had the factory earlier. So going to pressure the front with the vultures for now. Might end up laying a lot of mines out there to catch the tanks here in a second, because we do have the machine shop spinning for both. Let's see here. No bunker or anything for Bogus, so it'd be easier for Flash to sneak by with his vultures as long as he can get past this huge amount of vultures that Bogus had. Bogus is going straight to the front. Nothing in the bunker. I don't see anything firing from this bunker, so Bogus is just going for the kill now. Oh, Flash! This is kind of what happened to them in the last game they played, but Bogus desperately trying to focus in on these vultures. He kills most of the vultures, and Flash is in trouble again, but he has the tank. That is definitely something he has going for him, is this tank. He wasn't able to... Okay, he's scanning, trying to get rid of those mines so he can move out with the tank and protect himself. But that was a nice attack from Bogus. Flash is going to have to be so careful. He can't afford to lose this first tank. If Bogus is going to pressure any further, he needs that tank desperately to hold his front. So there were 2 mines I saw on either side. Flash kind of microing around. I don't think he knows about that one mine that's near his SCVs. That could definitely come back to hurt him later. But for now, I don't think it's going to hurt him too much. He holds natural expansion against a huge onslaught of vultures, so he's going to be okay for now. But that was how Bogus won the last game, was with vultures. He landed his barracks, started pumping marines, and blocking a little bit of the vultures that were coming out of Flash's main in their last game on Sniper Ridge, I think it was? Yes, Sniper Ridge. So, yeah, Bogus just completely out-microed Flash. And there's basically one idea of why that might have happened. It's because Flash was playing StarCraft 2. That seemed to be what everyone thought. Well, Flash is playing StarCraft 2, he's not up on his Brood War, and there's probably a lot of truth in that, to be honest. I'm sure Flash has been pressured to become good at StarCraft 2. They want all the well-known guys to become good, so people will watch. He's like, well, Flash is my favorite player, now he's playing StarCraft 2, I'm gonna watch him. Stuff like that. Okay, Flash moving out, couple of tanks. Moving down to this position. High ground area was held by Bogus, but he's moving down, laying some mines. And Flash is trying to take the middle. He's laid some mines in the middle, coming in now with the vultures. Gonna have to get a nice sneak attack, though, and surround the tanks to get through this. Because Bogus, I think, still outnumbers him as far as tanks and vultures go. Alright, looking inside the mains, the 4-fac. For Flash, his second base really should start to kick in soon. And here comes a drop ship from Bogus. He's going to try to drop some vultures inside that main, which would be very, very, very effective. Let's see. Trying to take out the scouting barracks that Flash has floating over. Acts as an excellent scout in the big tank engagements, because you don't want to waste all your scans on the engagements, because you're going to run out eventually and just be left out in the open. So you want to float over with either the engineering bay or your barracks. But the barracks was down to yellow for Flash. You might have to repair that soon if it takes a few more hits. But Bogus is getting ready to drop inside of Flash's main. You can tell intense focus on Flash's face, and he might scout this. Oh, not sure if he scouted this drop ship or not. Might have just barely seen it with that SCV. Yeah, he's pulling back with tanks, so he did spot it, just the edge of it. So it was a great reaction for Flash to pull in as quickly as he could with the tanks. Going to chase around this drop ship and keep Bogus from causing too much damage with these vultures. Bogus deciding to drop behind the natural expansion. This is not his original plan. He was going straight inside that main, but he was intercepted quickly by the tanks, so he had to come up with a plan B, which got him one SCV kill, one or two, I think, there, and Bogus managed to snipe the SCV that was building the 12 o'clock base. So that's going to help a lot too. Delay Flash in his third base, as Bogus is building his own third down at the 6 o'clock. So these guys are going to be even bases soon. And I have a feeling that Bogus is going to try to keep up on that drop ship harassment. Keep trying to drop inside the main. Now, with the mines that Flash placed up at that 12 o'clock, it could be a difficult proposition to sneak by inside the main with a dropship, but one Wraith that Bogus had just went down. Not sure if he has any other Wraiths in the air, but he was focusing on that Wraith, which would be good for getting the vision and picking at the tanks a bit too, seeing as though Flash is absolutely... I mean, he just has the two Goliaths, but I don't see many turrets around, so it'd be great for harassment too. But here comes Bogus. He's heading up to the 12 o'clock again, gets cornered by Flash, going to try to take out the rest of the vultures that were running back. Okay, Bogus moving out to the high ground areas next to his 6 o'clock base and the natural expansion. Some Wraiths on the way for Flash as well. Bogus has stopped production, but another starport on the way for Flash. So he's probably going to start hoarding Wraiths, getting them cooking from 2 starports, was to give him a pretty nice air advantage. There comes Bogus, getting closer, trying to get rid of the mines first, get rid of the minefield, come closer with these tanks, closer and closer to Flash. Flash losing his main tank line that he had, and he got pretty close with those vultures, and I'm surprised that he pulled back, because he might have been able to surround this big line of tanks with mines and drag the mines into those. But he decides to back off, save his vultures for another big engagement, I think. But there's a drop ship on the way back up to Flash's base. But with all the mines that are inside the main, oh boy. So the 12 o'clock position is going to be dropped. Flash, I think, knows about this because of the mines he laid inside the middle. But I don't see anything up here yet. Quick reaction, though, from Flash. He pulls his SCVs immediately before Bogus even drops anything. Now, that could have just been a scare tactic. No, Bogus did have something in that dropship. I think I've only seen Fantasy do the fake drop before, which is an old Terran tactic of just getting your opponent to pull SCVs or any mining units, and you have nothing in the dropship whatsoever, which is hilarious. I've seen Fantasy do it, but I don't think anyone else. I'm sure Boxer has at one point. But the 12 o'clock base still not mining. Flash did not pull back to his natural expansion with the SCVs. He's just going to keep them right next to this base, and he's already going back to mine. So he's cleaning this up with Wraiths, destroyed the rest of what Bogus had up at the 12 o'clock position with Wraiths. So plenty of Wraiths now for Flash to have a huge air advantage. Yeah, just a couple of Goliaths for Bogus, so he really doesn't have enough to deal with the Wraiths yet. He's going to have to pump a few more Goliaths for this big push, but he's pushing out now, going to try to get close to the tanks with the Vultures, make the Vulture take most of the hits and lay some mines possibly with the tanks. Huge amount of tanks from Bogus getting closer and closer. Flash has got to get in here with his Wraiths right now. Not sure where they are. He's coming in now with the Wraiths. No anti-air, so he's going to pick at these tanks. Now, just the 2 Goliaths coming in, scanning, just trying to make sure that he can pick off the Wraiths if they should cloak.